are live. Welcome everybody to Motivational Mondays. We're back. A lot of people have been reaching out to me about these motivational videos. They're like, Nick, we're so happy they're back. And today I want to talk about, do you have a game plan? What's your game plan? How are you going to get there? What's your end goal? So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I'm coaching more and more people. More people are reaching out to me. And one of the first questions I ask them is, what's the end game? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, what's the end? Like, what's the end goal, the end game? What is the last destination you want to get to? And a lot of times people tell me, I don't know what it is. Well, if you don't know what it is, how are you going to get there? What am I going to give you to get somewhere where you're not even aware of where you want to be? And I always start with this. I start to really figure out what you want. I said, if you had a magic paper and a pencil and you can write down and you could create, if you write it down, everything that you want to create will happen. If you could write it down, what would your ideal dream life look like? People will start writing down. They'll tell me all kinds of stuff. Then I'm like, okay, now let's figure out how we're going to make it happen. Then they freak out because now that requires having to break down all the steps. It requires to have to work hard, go get it, sacrifice, commitment, consistency. It's going to come with a lot of quote unquote failures, years of dedication to get to that point. And there's a reason why I'm going to be sharing this, guys. And again, it freaks people out when I tell them, well, you can make it happen. And a lot of times people are in shock because they have this dream, but they don't believe in themselves that they have what it takes to make it. And I tell them, if you don't, then figure out what you need to do to become that person to make it. Right? So, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience because that's what I love to share. Right? I'm right over here, guys. Look at this beautiful view. I'm by the water. And when I started my business 10 years ago, I remember writing down exactly what I wanted to achieve, where I saw myself, where I wanted to go, what was my end goal. And today, I'm actually there. And one of them was to create a life of financial freedom. Now, financial freedom for me is not sitting at home and, getting that shortcut that a lot of these gurus are teaching you where you'll sit on the beach and make money. I want to work. My goal is to work until the very last day I die because I love what I do. So the journey, I'm enjoying the journey. I don't feel there's a pressure and stress for me to make it tomorrow because I love what I do and I enjoy the process, which makes it even, the experience is great. So I'm not looking at it any shortcuts. I'm looking for long-term sustainable results and something that I'll be able to maintain and to keep growing as I'm growing myself, right? So one of them was that financial freedom. One of them was for me to be able to be mobile, to be able to travel the world, to be able to move around as I grow my business. And today I got to that point where I'm training my clients online. I have my online business. I have my online stores and programs and membership sites. But it didn't happen overnight. I had to work and break down all the areas of my business and figure out how I'm going to make that happen. Now, the truth is, and it's sad, a lot of people talk about COVID and a lot of businesses suffered, and it makes me sad to hear that. But COVID and what it brought to my business, it actually it was a catalyst to my business. It propelled my business to be able to go online. But I also took advantage of what was happening. I also listened to the market. I also adapted to the circumstances of what was going on. And I say this to a lot of business owners that as much as you have a plan, so much things are going to happen and shift, and it's up to you to find a way to maneuver and make your business adaptable to what is going on and staying the course. right? So to go back to having a game plan is that you need to have the end goal, and from the end goal, start breaking it down from top to bottom. And to get to the point where you're standing right now and you can get, okay, how am I gonna get to that goal? What do I have to do? What are the steps? And then what I did, and this is exactly what I did, I broke down all the areas of my business I wanted to create, and I wrote down all the steps of each ones I had to make. And then I wrote everything that could possibly go wrong, more or less that I can calculate, and what would be my option to maneuver my way out of, if I get a roadblock here, I need to create this. If I get a roadblock here, here are 3 options for me to get out of that roadblock. There's always a solution. And I say this to my son, figure it out. Find a way to make it happen. But you never throw in the towel. You never give up. You never tell yourself it's too hard. It's never going to happen. I'm not good enough. I always say, become that person if you have to. So break down your goals. Structure them in order. Visualize them. Put them somewhere where you can see them. And when you reach your goal, check it out. Check, and just keep moving forward every time. Now, the sad thing is there's so many business gurus out there that are trying to sell you a shortcut dream. And I'm saying this, guys, I built my business, Nick Drossos, Nick Home Fit, my YouTube channels, about 10 years ago I started. So it took me 10 years to get to where I am today. And only at 10 years, I'm actually getting the full fruit of my hard work. There was no shortcuts. It was nothing but 10 to 12 hours of hard work, many failures, consistency, many moments where I almost felt like giving up and throwing the towel. But I trained, and I knew I had no other option. I had no choice. When I quit the job at the hospital to embark in this journey and to create my dream life, failure was not an option because I knew I had nothing else to fall back on or go back to. So I had to make this happen. And sadly, sometimes the less options and the less of a safety net we have, the better it is. Because that urgency and the fact that you have nothing to fall back on is also what creates that resilience where you know you have to make this happen. But overall, if you're watching this video, ask yourself, what's my why? What do I want from my life? Where do I want to be? Not now. It's okay you're not there now. But where do you want to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? And I'm sharing this with you guys right now. In 5 to 10 years, and I'm saying this on live right now, and I've said this to my son, in 5 to 10 years, my next plan is to move to Greece and live next to this every day. And open a retreat and have people around the world come train with me, coach with me, do self-defense, do fitness. That's my next 5 to 10 year plan. And I visualized it, what it's gonna look like, what my camp, who's gonna come and train with me, how many people, my staff. I visualized it to a point where I know it's already happened. There's no question. And the more you the more you think it, you visualize it, you write it down. But when you start telling people and you start stating it, you want to cement it. That's what I call it. You want to cement that. You want to make it concrete. That you better believe, get out of my way, this is going to happen. Ain't no one going to stop me. I don't care if my leg's broken, if I have a broken arm. This will happen because I've committed to this. Because I know that in the long term, this is what I want for myself so I can be happy. Now, what I mean by happy, I'm already happy. I have a great life. I love my life. I'm enjoying it. I'm grateful. But that doesn't mean I don't want to strive for more. And the difference between wanting more and needing more, need creates this stress and this urgency that you just don't have enough. want is I'm enjoying the process, but I love to grow. I love to challenge myself. I love to create something out of nothing. That is my passion. I don't do this for money. I don't. Yes, money is a byproduct of loving what you do and being great at what you do. Eventually, no matter what you do, if you do it with passion and love and care, people are going to want to give you business, are going to want to work with you. That's the baseline, right? So, but people will feel and see that. I had somebody write to me, Nick, your channel is dead. You barely get any views. Why are you making videos? And it's because I don't do it for views. I don't do it for money. If I did it for that, I would have stopped a long time ago. I do it because I love and I'm passionate about helping people. And there's 18 people in this view right now. And if I can inspire one of you to just pursue your dream, to get out of your comfort zone and go out there and get it. If one of you does that and in 2 or 5 years, you reach out to me and you tell me, Nick, thank God I watched your video, man, I know my life then has purpose. I know that I reached one person and it was all worth making this video, even if it gets 100 views. Because at the end, and I've said this to people, views, subscribers, followers, they're just numbers. They don't mean anything. They're just numbers. So I'm passionate, and one of the things is helping people. And one of the reasons why I connect with people and love helping people, because sadly, I didn't have someone for me. I had to go through life figuring it out through trial and error in a lot of highs and lows and getting hit many times in the face. And I mean, I always tell people, you're never gonna win the game of life with a shitty attitude. Nobody's been knocked out by life more than me. Whether you're looking in relationships, in business, in my social life, even in my childhood, growing up, it was really hard. I didn't have that mentor. I got a mentor when I was about 26, 27, or 25, 24, whatever it was Pauline, who's been my mentor until today. She's been my greatest inspiration. And much of who I've become was because of her. But it came with a lot of hard work, because before you can change the world, before you can pursue your dreams, before you can achieve all of that, it has to start with you. It's not other people that are gonna do the work. It's not other people that's gonna make it happen. It's not other people who owe you anything. Get that shit out of your head. It's up to you. It's your life. You have to become the person you want to attract. You have to become the person you want to become. You have to become the person that you need to become that dream, that reality. Right? If you wanna, anything you achieve in your life and you want to become, it all starts with you. It's not an exterior circumstance or position or matter that will make you that person. Think about it. If every exterior circumstance has an effect on you, then you have no control of your mindset. Then you're always just wandering left and right depending on what's happening in the moment. So real true strength is you building that mindset, cementing it concrete, and staying the course. And no matter what happens outside, you maneuver and you stay the course and you work around everything that's happening. Like I keep saying, you got to GPS your way through all of that. But it comes with hard work. But the best investment you could make, and I'm going to leave you guys on this note, is on your own personal development. Invest in you. Invest in your mind, invest in your body, invest in your personal development, invest in your personal growth, invest in reading, but going out there and just living, doing it, and being okay with failing, being okay with things not being perfect, being okay with messing up, being okay with being pointed, being told you suck, you're stupid, you're dumb, you don't have what it takes. You've got to be okay with all of those and not let all of that throw you off your course. Because if every little circumstance throws you off your course, you will never make your destination, even if you have the greatest plan in the world. So today, I look at it, guys, I'm living my dream life. I'm not here to tell you guys I drive a Lamborghini and I'm a millionaire. People don't understand. That's not what brings us happiness. It's not that. What brings me happiness is the fact that I had a dream and a vision and I turned it into reality. The fact that now I have that financial freedom where I can start traveling more and still being able to be mobile with my business and scale it and grow. So all this is my end. There's no shortcuts to success. If you make it fast and as a shortcut, chances are your foundation is weak. Now, there's exceptions to every rule, but to me, I'd rather take the long, hard road, but build something that's long-term and sustainable because it's built the proper way, foundation, and every brick that I build, that house, is solid. So as I scale my business and I scale my own personal development and my growth, I'm building something that is long-term, sustainable, and that I could pass on in the future. Right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me just take a couple of questions. Nick, the 10, 11, 12-year-old seems to be mean in our experience. They think he is older because his size doesn't weight very good, follows guidelines. Thanks for the truth. I'm inspired a while back. Now I'm reaching out, teaching my son self-defense, how to defend situation control. Big kid has been other kids strong. Greetings from Greece. Never have a plan B, even though. That's right. Every plan always goes back to the initial one. I've dropped you an email. All right, Sensei Emmett, I'll check that out. Nice view. It's a beautiful view, guys, for sure. I mean, one of my challenges as being a personal trainer was, this goes back about 7 years ago. I went to a client's house and he was in finances. He was in finance and he told me, why don't you go into finance? He goes, you're good with people. You know how to talk. He goes, you'd be great in finance and you could make a lot of money. I said, well, I don't know much about finance and I like finance. Obviously all I relate finance is to making money, but I love training. And then he goes up to me, well, how much can you scale your business? So he wrote down, how many hours can you do a day? 10, 12 hours. How many days a week can you work? 3, 5, 7? And then he goes, this is how much money you could ever make. This is when you're going to be capped. And this is when I said to myself, I need to find other sources of revenue that I can create residual income to scale my business. That was one of my challenges. So this is why I created my online program. So as I'm here with you, or on a Sunday, as I went to see my dad and I did all these things, I still made money. So I tell people, create different sources of revenue as well. So if one engine breaks, you have other turbines working as well. So I just wanted to throw it in there only because I'm looking at how my business is growing and how I've molded my business and sculpted, and again, adapting it to the times and what's going on around, and as well being able to scale and build something long-term and sustainability. That's the key. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell. If you guys want to do some one-on-one coaching, visit my website, nickdrossos.com. I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stand strong.